Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosie and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about why I created a podcast. So the idea came about 2 years ago. My husband and I decided to create a podcast because we love to travel, and when we travel we meet loads of interesting people along the way, and we always hear incredible stories that we think would be worth sharing with other people. So like I said, we had this idea about 2 years ago. We got the website, we got the social media names, we kind of got the ball rolling in a sense, but then kind of left it for 2 years. And I think this is just because we just moved to Miami, so we were still figuring things out and trying to make friends and going to events and working on other projects. I was still doing my photography, so we kind of didn't touch it for 2 years. And so Jeremy has recently been involved in a program where it's kind of been pushing him a little bit more, and he's decided, okay, we're going to take the leap, we're going to do it. We're going to launch this podcast. So we've already filmed 2 episodes, but the first one is going to be live on Wednesday. So if you would like to listen to our stories, please subscribe. It's Just Interesting People. You can find it on Spotify, on Google, on Apple and any other podcast platforms. So we've been super lucky to travel to some incredible places like Indonesia, Panama, Cuba. Obviously we live in Miami, Jeremy's from France, I'm from England, and we've also travelled to a lot of Europe. And when we travel, we like to stay with local people and listen to their stories of their life and how they live, and you know, what impacts them, how they work, what they do, all these different stories. And I feel like everyone has an incredible story to tell. So we thought we would love to document these so that more people can hear them and that so everybody can learn from each other. So it's not about how many followers you have on social media, it's not about being a pop star or a famous actor or anything like in the limelight. We're talking more to normal people, a bit like you and me. No one particularly amazing, but I feel like everyone is amazing in their own right. So we want to hear about people's success stories, their lowest points, things that have changed them, things that affected them, lessons they've learned in their life. Hopefully these stories can inspire you guys listening at home, either to progress with something in life, to learn from something, you know, to hear real stories and hear that people have survived them and they're growing from them. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome podcast, so please go and subscribe, go and say hello. Like I said, the first podcast will drop on Wednesday, so in a couple of days, and we are super excited. The first one is with our friend Alvi, and it was incredible. It was so inspiring to listen to him talk and to see where he started, where he is now, and also what has changed him and affected him along the way. Mostly I think it included his mother's death, which was 6 years ago. So if that resonates with you, if that hits home a little bit, maybe listen to this one. It could be a good way to get over a loss of yours, if you've lost a loved one, or maybe even your mother as well. It could be a good one to listen to and to resonate with. And the second one we recorded was with our friend Carlos. That will be online next Wednesday, and that one's incredible as well, about how he has found his passion, and his passion is with dance and being creative and what creativity means to him. So make sure you listen to that one as well. It's really inspiring, and it really makes you want to go out and kick ass and start that new project you've been wanting to start. So yeah, it's great. We're super excited about these podcasts. So this is more of Jeremy's project. It was both of our idea 2 years ago, but then because life and work got in the way, he's the one that's kind of taken control a little bit more recently in order to get it going. And I just wanted to tell you about what we bought and how we set up the podcast. So the first thing is we bought 3 microphones. I'll leave them linked down below in case you want to start a podcast yourself. I think for us it was the most affordable option and also the best kind of within our price range. So we bought 3 of those, so that I have one, Jeremy has one, and our guest has one. We also use a software. It's an online website called TryCast. So it's tryca.st. And we use this software because you can record on it, you can edit on it, and you can host on it. So it's one platform that does everything. It's a super easy website to use, and it's really handy that everything is all in one place. You don't have to transfer files and edit somewhere else and host somewhere else. It's all in one, and it's just brilliant. So what we did, our first episode was like an introduction, get to know us, what's this podcast going to be about. And all you have to do is submit your RSS feed to all the podcast platforms. So this includes Spotify, Google and iTunes. So I really hope you join us on this journey. I think it's going to be really interesting. We're hoping to learn a lot ourselves, but also pass on that knowledge to other people. We're going to be interviewing women and men, both about their careers, about things that's happened to them in their life, any lessons they've learned that's particularly interesting. So it is going to be awesome. And I just wanted to say as well, the first episode, the kind of introduction episode, took us 3 hours to film a 3-minute clip. 3 hours, it was crazy. But we got there in the end, and it sounds super fake, and I know it does, and whatever, we'll deal with that. It's up now and it's live. But then actually the first episode and the second episode was so much easier. I think it's so much nicer to have a conversation with a couple of people about something super interesting, and I feel like it was a lot less forced. So if you're doing your own podcast, don't be harsh on yourself if you're not amazing straight off the bat. Like, I'm still very new to YouTube. I know this is not the highest quality, the best video you're ever going to watch, but I'm doing it, and I think that's the main message as well. With a lot of what we talk about is just to put yourself out there and do things that you love doing. So like I'm doing with YouTube and like we're doing the podcast, if you set up a podcast, just do it. Just go and do it. Start something. It's never going to start off amazing, but you'll always build from there. You'll always get better and better and better. So that's enough of my rambling about the podcast. I will leave it linked below so you can subscribe and share it with your friends and family. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!